Fire. Once you turn 80, these 5 things start happening no matter what. Fire. Growing old is a blessing, but age 80 is a whole new chapter, and it brings 5 surprising changes that most people don't talk about. Old woman, old man. Sparkles. Brain. Your memory doesn't disappear, but it starts choosing what really matters. ZZZ. Your sleep pattern changes. 6 hours feels enough, but naps become gold. Fork and knife with plate. Your appetite shrinks, but your body needs more powerful nutrients. Handshake. You start valuing people over possessions. Love matters more than luxury. Beating heart. And the biggest one. You feel grateful just to wake up every morning. Sunrise. It's not just aging, it's life filtering out what isn't important anymore. Age 80 doesn't slow you down, it reshapes what truly matters. Sparkling heart. Sparkles. Brain. Memory shifts from collecting moments to protecting meaningful ones, and this change at age 80 is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom and prioritization. When you're young, your brain is like a camera with flash, clicking pictures of everything, every birthday, every outfit, every random joke, every new experience. But once you cross 80, the brain becomes more like a treasure keeper. Old key. It stops wasting energy storing small scenes and only keeps the moments that touch the heart. You don't forget because your mind is failing. You forget because your mind has learned to filter. Light bulb. At 80, the brain doesn't want information, it wants emotion. It doesn't remember what someone said, but it remembers how someone made you feel. Sparkling heart. You'll see an 80-year-old forget where the keys are key, but never forget the name of the child who hugged them 20 years ago. Smiling face with open hands. They may forget birthdays, but not the tear that fell when they lost someone they loved. Heartbreak. Because now, memory is no longer a storage box, it's a heart archive. At 80, the brain has lived enough to know. Pushpin moments don't all deserve space. Pushpin memories are not equal. Pushpin only the soul-touching ones stay forever. So when an elder repeats a story again and again, they're not forgetting they told you, they're trying to keep it alive. Dove. That memory is one of the few left in the inner garden herb, and they water it with words so it never dies. The brain protects meaningful moments for one reason. Heart hands. Because love is heavier than time, and no age can erase what the heart has stamped. So next time an 80-year-old forgets something simple, smile, smile. Because while the world sees forgetfulness, life is actually polishing the diamonds and letting dust fade away. Sparkles. Speech balloon. You speak less, but every word carries decades of wisdom. This is one of the most powerful shifts that happens when a person reaches 80. Sparkles. In youth, people talk to express. In midlife, people talk to prove. But at 80, people talk only to deliver truth. Dove. When you're younger, you speak fast, you speak a lot, you fight to be heard. But at 80, you've already lived through arguments, heartbreaks, mistakes, victories, losses, misunderstandings, and you finally realize. Small diamond. Silence is stronger than shouting. Small diamond. Listening teaches more than talking. Small diamond. Words are not for noise, they're for impact. An 80-year-old can sit in a room full of people and say nothing for an hour. But when they finally open their mouth, one sentence can stop everyone. Stop sign. Because their words come from experience, not ego. They don't talk to impress, they talk to guide. They don't talk to win, they talk to heal. They don't talk to argue, they talk to end arguments. Every sentence feels like it has been filtered through brain memory, heart emotion, prayer beads faith, fire reality. You'll notice elders don't waste time on gossip, trends, fake smiles, or useless opinions. They know life is too short to discuss what doesn't matter. And here's the truth. Thought balloon at 20, you want to be heard. Thought balloon at 40, you want to be respected. Thought balloon at 80, you want to be understood, even in silence. That's why an elder can give life-changing advice in just 5 words. Check mark. Forgive before it's too late. Check mark. Health is your real wealth. Check mark. Family matters more than money. No drama, no paragraphs, just truth. Their silence is not emptiness. Their quietness is not weakness. It is the peace of someone who has met life and survived it. So when an 80-year-old speaks, listen. Not to reply, but to receive. Because you're not just hearing words. You're hearing the echo of a lifetime. Mantelpiece clock speech balloon stew. Your body craves nutrients, not quantity. This becomes one of the biggest truths after age 80, and it changes the entire relationship with food. Green salad sparkles. When you're young, food is pleasure. Pizza, hamburger. In your 30s and 40s, food becomes fuel for work and energy. But once you cross 80, food is no longer about filling the stomach, it's about feeding the cells. DNA. The body becomes wiser than the appetite. You don't want big plates anymore. You want small meals with real power. A bowl of homemade soup feels more precious than a buffet. Teacup. 1 date plus a few almonds can replace a full breakfast. Chestnut. A spoon of honey feels better than a slice of cake. Honey pot. Because at 80, digestion slows down, but the need for healing nutrients speeds up. The body starts whispering, broccoli, give me vitamins, not volume. Glass of milk, give me calcium, not calories. Fish, give me omega, not oily food. Blueberries, give me antioxidants, not artificial sweetness. Elders don't lose appetite because they're weak. They lose appetite because the body starts prioritizing survival, not taste. Light bulb. Food becomes medicine, not entertainment. You'll notice. Check mark they eat less, but choose better. Check mark they want soft, easy to digest foods. Check mark they prefer warm over cold. Check mark they love fruits, soups, broths, herbal teas. Even the timing of hunger changes. Late night cravings disappear. Heavy dinners feel like a burden. Mini meals feel perfect. Dove. And here's the deeper truth. At 80, your body has no interest in building shape. It is now protecting organs, bones, and brain cells. Shield. So it asks for nutrients that repair, not foods that only satisfy. That's why elders start loving herb turmeric milk, red apple apples over pastries, bowl with spoon oatmeal over paratha, teacup ginger tea over cold drinks, leafy green spinach soup over fast food. The world may think they're eating like bird, but in reality, they're eating like survivors. Because after 80, the goal is not to eat more. The goal is to live longer, with less pain, more strength, and more peace. Blossom sleeping. Sleep becomes light, but peace becomes deeper. This is one of the most beautiful yet surprising transformations that happens after age 80. Crescent moon sparkles. When you're young, sleep is heavy, long, and careless. You can sleep 8 hours straight and still feel tired. Sleeping. But at 80, sleep becomes shorter, lighter, and more precious, yet the peace inside the heart grows bigger. Sparkling heart. You stop sleeping to escape the day. You start sleeping to rest the soul. Elders don't always sleep 7 to 8 hours in one stretch anymore. Instead, sleep comes in gentle waves. Crescent moon 3 hours at night. Sun behind small cloud 1 hour nap in the morning. Sunrise 30 minutes after lunch. Sunset maybe another silent doze in the evening chair. But here's the twist. Even with less sleep time, they feel calmer than ever before. Why? Because the mind is no longer racing. No deadlines. No overthinking. No chasing dreams. No comparison. Just acceptance. At 80, peace is not in the bed. Peace is in the heart. You stop fighting the alarm clock. You stop worrying about tomorrow. You stop replaying old mistakes. You stop needing perfect sleep to feel alive. When you're younger, your mind is full and sleep is shallow. At 80, the mind empties, and even 2 hours of sleep can feel enough. Yes, elders wake up often at night. Because bones ache, man walking bathroom calls, thought balloon dreams turn into memories. Ears pick up small sounds. But here's the magic. They don't panic about it. They sit, breathe, sip water, close eyes again, and rest. They don't force sleep, they invite it. Sparkles. The body may sleep less, but the soul sleeps more peacefully than ever before. Because at 80, you finally realize. Small diamond rest is not only for the body. Small diamond silence is also a form of sleep. Small diamond peace is better than deep sleep. And maybe that's why elders often say, Beta, I don't sleep long, but I sleep peacefully. Heart hands. It's not the hours that matter anymore. It's the quiet heart that finally found its comfort. Crescent moon ZZZ beating heart. You stop chasing people. Only true hearts remain. This becomes one of the most emotional transformations after age 80. Dove sparkles. When you're young, you want a crowd. You want attention, friendships, invitations, celebrations, and approval. Party popper. But after 80, something powerful happens. You no longer care who comes and goes. You only care who truly cares. Heart. Life slowly removes the fake layers. You stop needing many people, and start valuing the right people. The circle gets smaller, not because you are alone, but because your heart becomes more selective. Brain thought balloon. At 80, you've seen. Purple circle who stayed only in good times. Blue circle who disappeared in pain. Yellow circle who loved you for benefit. Green circle who loved you for you. And suddenly, check mark, you don't chase anyone. Check mark, you don't beg for attention. Check mark, you don't explain yourself. Check mark, you don't tolerate forced relationships anymore. You realize. Small diamond, some people were lessons. Small diamond, some people were blessings. Small diamond, and only a few were worth keeping. Cherry blossom. You stop messaging first. You stop apologizing just to keep peace. You stop pretending to like conversations that drain your energy. Because peace is more important than people pleasing. Relieved face. At 80, a tea with one loyal person feels better than a party with 20 fake smiles. Hot beverage, slightly smiling face. One honest, "How are you?" means more than hundreds of likes. Speech balloon. Silence with someone who truly loves you feels better than loud gatherings. Musical notes. You don't want crowds, you want connection. You don't want visitors, you want presence. You don't want phone calls, you want warm hands holding yours. Handshake. And here's the most beautiful part. Once you reach 80, you finally understand. Sparkles. The heart never needed many people. It just needed the right ones. Sparkles. So you choose people who Growing heart listen without judgment. Tulip stay without benefit. People hugging love without conditions. Hourglass respect your age, time, and silence. Life becomes softer, quieter, smaller, but more real, more honest, and more full of love than ever before. Sparkling heart. Because at 80, you don't lose people. You lose the unimportant ones. And what remains is pure, loyal, heart-level love. Dove revolving heart's home. Home stops being a place. It becomes your safe universe. By the time you reach 80, the meaning of home completely changes. Candle sparkling heart. In youth, home is just a house you leave to live life. In adulthood, home is a place you return to after work, stress, and responsibility. But at 80, home is no longer a stop. It becomes the final comfort zone, the heart's last shelter. House sparkles. You stop wanting to travel far. You stop needing restaurants, malls, or big events. You don't crave the outside world the way you once did. Because peace lives inside your walls now. Herb, that old chair by the window. It becomes your favorite thinking spot. Chair sun, that cup of tea in the same cup every day. It becomes a ritual of joy. Hot beverage, that corner where sunlight hits in the morning. It becomes your private blessing. Sun face. At 80, home isn't just a structure of bricks. It's a museum of memories, a nest of safety, a place where time slows down and hearts feel protected. You look at the wall and see camera with flash pictures of people who loved you. Gifts from people who remembered you. Footprint marks of life you once lived. Every object starts telling a story. The old clock that still ticks, mantelpiece clock. The blanket that has seen tears and winter's scarf. The Quran or Bible on the side table. Always near, always comforting. Open book sparkles. Outside world becomes louder, faster, unfamiliar. Home becomes quieter, slower, familiar, and sacred. You no longer want to go out for peace. Because you built peace inside your home over a lifetime. You don't need luxury. You don't need expensive furniture. What you crave is bed, a soft bed, candle, a calm night, handshake, a hand to hold, ear, a voice that speaks gently, and perhaps the deepest truth of all. Right arrow in youth, home holds your stuff. Right arrow in old age, home holds your soul. You're no longer attached to the walls. You're attached to the feeling of safety, softness, closeness, and belonging. At 80, you realize, home was never a place. It was a feeling I was building all my life. Dove. And when the world feels too big, a single quiet room feels like heaven on earth. Cherry blossom eyes. You see more in silence than others do in noise. By the time you reach 80, silence stops being empty. It becomes a lens of truth. Herb dove. When you're young, silence feels uncomfortable. You turn on the TV, play music, scroll your phone, anything to avoid quiet. Speaker. But at 80, silence becomes your closest companion. You stop running from it, and start listening through it. Headphone sparkles. You no longer need loud words to understand people. You can feel energy. You can read faces. You can sense intentions. Because life has trained your heart more than your ears. Thought balloon red heart. At 80, you see what others miss. Small diamond. You notice who speaks with love and who speaks with ego. Small diamond. You notice who visits you for care and who visits for formality. Small diamond. You notice who looks into your eyes, and who looks at their watch. Silence sharpens your vision. You start seeing truth without proof. You see lies without being told. You see worry behind fake smiles. You see loneliness right behind small talk. You don't interrupt anymore. You don't debate or argue. You just observe and understand. Man in lotus position. Because by 80, your soul has learned that small diamond words can fool. Small diamond noise can distract. Small diamond but silence never lies. You can sit in a room with someone and know if they truly care, without a single sentence spoken. You can look at a child's eyes and feel innocence. You can look at a grown man's shoulders and feel the weight he's carrying. Luggage. Silence becomes your wisdom space. You think deeply. You remember gently. You forgive quietly. And while the world chases volume, you find truth in stillness. Candle. Others say, you don't talk much anymore. But they don't know. Your mind is speaking to the past. Your heart is speaking to God. Your soul is speaking to peace. Crescent moon. At 80, you finally understand that check mark noise entertains the brain. Check mark silence educates the soul. And the most powerful sentence you ever speak is the one you choose not to say. Speech balloon cross mark. Because in silence, you don't just hear less. You understand more. Dove sparkles sunrise. Every sunrise feels like a gift, not a routine. When you reach the age of 80, life stops being something you expect and becomes something you appreciate. Sun-faced dove. In youth, you wake up and rush. You open your eyes, grab your phone, plan your day, complain about time, and move like life is guaranteed. Alarm clock, cell phone. But at 80, you open your eyes each morning, and the first emotion isn't stress, it's gratitude. Folded hands, sparkling heart. You don't say, I have to wake up. You say, Alhamdulillah, I got to wake up. Cherry blossom. Every new day feels like an extra page God has added to your life story. You no longer assume you'll see tomorrow, so every sunrise becomes a blessing, not a schedule. Sun behind small cloud. The little things hit differently now. Leaf in wind, the breeze feels kinder. Dove, the birds sound softer. Blossom, the tea tastes warmer. Sun face, the sunlight feels like a hug from heaven. You don't wake up with plans. You wake up with presence. You stop thinking, what will I do today? You start thinking, who can I love today? Who can I pray for? What beauty can I notice? Because at 80, the biggest change is not in the body, it is in the heart's awareness of time. You finally understand what most people spend their life ignoring. Mantelpiece clock, life is not long. Seedling time is not promised. Heart with ribbon each morning is not a right, it is a mercy. You look at the window differently. You breathe slower. You thank God more often. Because every extra day feels like a bonus you didn't earn but still received. Gift. You don't chase a good life anymore. You simply live the day you're given and call it good. At 80, sunrise is no longer the start of another day. It is proof that you still have purpose, prayers left to make, people left to love, and breaths left to take. Wind face, red heart. And here's the most beautiful truth. Sun, when you're young, you think time is running. Sun, when you're old, you realize time is lifting you gently into eternity. So every sunrise becomes a message from God. You are still here. Your story isn't finished. Live this day with love. Dove sunrise.